Please listen carefully.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hypothetical Siblings Podcast. My name is Nick.
And my name is Lainey.
And Lainey, tell me about the last 7 days. Tell me what was going on with you, the world around you, as you perceive it. What happened?
I have been mildly sick.
What is, what, like a cold?
Yeah, so I've been like phlegmy. And
Cute.
You might be able to hear it, maybe not, I don't know. And like sore throat and stuff. And then yesterday, I had to wake up early for work. And I, after work, had I was going to say meltdown, but that means like emotional stuff to me. I just died. I got like this really piercing headache, and like I didn't think it was a migraine because I haven't had one since I've got my daith pierced. And I didn't have the vision thing that I normally do when I have a migraine. And
do you see like the auras?
No, there's just like a spot missing in my vision.
Yikes.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Yeah. And so our mom called it a migraine, whether that was true or not. But I ended up
treated as one, right?
Right.
It's probably the same function.
Yeah, but I ended up throwing up and just feeling horrible.
From the pain, or was there actual like nausea?
Well, I don't know. I think it was from the headache, but it's not very distinguishable. It's not like, oh, I'm in pain, I'm going to throw up. It's together, like, oh, I'm nauseous and I have a headache, you know?
Interesting.
And part of me thinks it's like some weird sinus pressure, you know, that made the headache. But it's really sucked because I was going to help manage food at the wedding of some of our old family friends who used to live across the street from us.
Okay.
And
manage food?
Yeah, so that Qdoba catered.
Okay.
But then I was just going to be responsible of like making sure everyone was, I don't know.
Like the tables go at the right time? That's not like a thing you can just
like
point?
set up and take down and
make sure it goes in the right place type
exactly.
thing. Interesting.
And I didn't get to. And thankfully I have this awesome friend who is going to do it with me, who still did it even though I couldn't go, even though she doesn't know these people, and that was awesome.
That is super cool. Good
but
for
I'm
that friend.
super bummed that I didn't get to go.
Mm-hmm.
So being sick sucks.
It
and
does.
Also next week I have a physics test and a genetics midterm. And, well, I also have an OChem test, but I'm going to miss it because I'm going to see Panic at the Disco. So
You have a test you're missing?
Yep. But he drops one. So.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Where are you going to see Panic?
Vegas.
All right.
Yeehaw.
Sick.
Yeah.
It's weird. So, as a older brother, or just older sibling in general, I guess, it's weird to watch your younger sibling get to a point where they are just a person. And not that you haven't been a person for a long time, right? Because ever since we've always been mature people.
True that.
And so, even when we were in high school or you're going through high school, stuff like that, you were very reasonably independent for your age. But it's weird that we're at a point now where you're going to Vegas and that's like not something that I have heard about.
Right.
That is just like, oh, you're just going for really far away for, just a thing.
Well, Mom's coming.
Oh, is this the one you're doing? It's like you and her and your friend and her mom?
Yeah.
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 Well, I knew this was happening, but I guess I didn't know that it was happening now. But that's cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, I would be too. Not necessarily for Panic, but like a big concert like that.
Well, and also he's from Vegas. Brendan Urie is.
Right. Yeah,
and
Vegas be putting out rock stars and shit because it's him and Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the songs on the new album is called Viva Las Vengeance. Oh. And I'm like, I feel like there's going to be something special.
Sure.
Because like Vegas and Vegas heavy themes in the album. So should be, I'm so hyped. Also, they just put on an amazing show, and Brendan Urie's an amazing singer live, and I'm just...
I was going to say, haven't you seen him before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
them, rather?
In Portland. I went and saw them.
That feels like an appropriate place to go see Panic at the Disco in concert.
Yes. The Death of a Bachelor tour, which was not their, like, last one, but 2 albums ago, if that makes sense.
I see, yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to things. It's really nice to have something really exciting at the end of midterm week.
Yeah, kind of some light at the end of the tunnel type of thing to look forward to. Yeah. No, 110%. I can appreciate that. Cool. Other than that, just trucking.
Yeah, pretty much. Just going to school and being sick is so shitty, especially if, like, I don't know, I'm just falling asleep, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, absolutely.
Ready to be over it.
Yeah, I don't have... one of my classes, I literally don't have tests. I just have quizzes like every other week, and then there's a final. And the other class, I have a test every like 3 weeks, and then an essay due every week. Also, my third class just started because it's strictly online, but it's only half the semester.
Right.
And I kind of forgot about it and thought that it was just going to be a thing.
That happened to me when I took that class too.
So it just showed up on my like homepage for all my classes. And that was exciting. So I was like, guess I'm going to do this now. My week was similarly relatively uneventful. I mean, nothing really crazy happened. I redid my fish tank a little bit, which was cool. My buddy lent me some clippings of one of his plants, and I planted them in mine, and they are already super green and standing up straight and all happy, which is nice to see. Makes you feel like, hey, he's got a very productive fish tank, but I also have a very productive fish tank because mine does it too. So that was neat.
That is neat.
I also got a new piece of wood for it. He and I are going to build a nano tank in the next week because he found a 1.5 gallon cube with illuminated glass.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, so we're going to put like little bits of wood and some little plants and then like shrimp and a snail in it.
I love shrimp.
Yeah.
So you already know I love shrimp.
I know you.
God, I love shrimp.
You have a kind of strange obsession with shrimp.
Yeah.
But other than that, nothing really. We're doing this podcast a lot earlier in the day than we normally would because there were so many of us at work today that I was just like, hey, what if I went to lunch and didn't come back? And they were like, yeah, go ahead. Don't come back. And I said, all right, bye.
Hell yeah. Bye. See ya. So I have a question for you.
Sure.
Are you pro or anti duckweed?
I'm pro duckweed. I know that that's a controversial opinion in the aquarium community. The reason that I'm pro duckweed is probably because I've never had duckweed personally.
Oh.
But it seems like to me, especially if you're doing smaller tanks like 20 gallons and below, that you have such limited surface area at the top. Like, don't be wrong. If you ever want to get absolutely rid of it, that is going to be a difficult thing to do. However, until such a time as you want to get absolutely rid of it, the maintenance of it is literally just scooping it off the top and throwing some away. Yeah, so I mean, I get it. I understand why it's a problem. And then if you want to actually be able to feed through it still, you either have to use a tube to get the food past it, or you have to have like a little like a ring on the top of the tank to keep the duckweed out of the ring.
There's someone I follow on TikTok who does essentially what look like cookie cutters. And so she keeps putting in cute little shapes and calls them portals. Mm-hmm. And so there's like hearts and, cute stuff.
No, absolutely. So, yeah, that's been going all right. I will not be living in my current place of residence as of the 1st of next year, which is information that I just received yesterday. Which is fine. I mean, it's not bad. It's just kind of stressful because the timing of it all with the holidays and
school
and hunting, and we're going on a vacation like right before that, and so I have to be out by then, and it's a whole thing.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah, no, it's a whole thing. So just changes is really all it comes down to. I'm not stressed about it. I mean, thankfully we live in the same town as mom and dad, and so if it really all came crashing down, you could just come back here. But yeah, no, it's the times they are a changing. You feel?
Oh, how the turntables.
Oh, how the turntables. But it's cool, like new beginnings type thing.
Yeah, because you've lived there for 3 years?
Yeah, basically the whole time I've worked where I currently work.
Jeez.
Which is like I turned 21 in that house.
Oh my God, you did?
Yeah. My 21st birthday party was at that house.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Wild.
Wow.
So, yeah, it should be exciting. Onward and upward, hopefully. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I had happen this last week, and I really don't feel like there was. I mean, nothing of note. No, I did go shopping for my Halloween costume because I don't like, and we'll get into this later, the actual Halloween costume and things like that, but I don't like going and just buying a costume and wearing it. There's some stuff that is better to do that way because it is so complex or whatever else it is, but I like going and making it myself. I think that that's more impressive, and it's also more fun because you actually have to go and work at it. And so I was shopping around different thrift stores and stuff like that, and I took one of my buddies with me. And it's just so fun to see the weird bullshit that is just left behind by, like, dead people and all that. Just weird stuff.
One of my favorite shirts is, what does it say? I think it's like a Boy Scout shirt. And it's like Camp something 1992 Boy Scout. Yeah. And it's got these weird monkeys on it. And I love to wear it because it's not like, it's navy blue and the like writing is sort of pink.
Yeah.
And so it's people don't clock it and like read it.
Sure.
So the off times when somebody does like look at my shirt and is like, what the fuck? I'm like, hey, yeah, Camp 1992. Camp I wasn't even
or whatever.
No, not Camp Lejeune.
You
were a loved one.
They've been having a problem with their water, I heard.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Poor visitors and residents of Camp Lejeune with their poisoned water.
Yeah, I agree. I love the weird shit that's at Goodwill.
But yeah, so my buddy and I are going through and we're looking at all these different, because the genesis of this tank that he and I are building is that we were looking at weird glassware that was available. And hold on, I just want to check something. Sorry, folks. I just want to make sure that I'm actually coming through to you because that's an important thing. Yeah, we're good. He and I were looking at glassware, like big old juice like containers and stuff like that with spigots on them. And I was like, some of these would be really cool as fish tanks if they were repurposed. You put like a little bit of silica gel or something in the spigot so that it can't leak, obviously.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Then you can do that kind of thing. And so we were looking through all the glassware. And we found some incredibly cursed wine glasses, like stemless wine glasses. And there was a pair of them. And one of them said, "Oh, to be in St. Olaf." And it was just a weird, like, picture of an old lady. But not like a picture. Like, it wasn't a photo. It was I don't know what you call it. It was done, like, it was a photo that had been transferred only to the white paint that was on it. And so it was all literally just either paint or not to give all the relief of all of it. Mm-hmm. And so she just looked like a demon. And then the other glass said, "Picture it, Sicily, 1922." And it's like, these are not 100 years old.
Those are the kind of glasses that I want to have.
But what happened in 1922?
In Sicily.
What's going on over there?
No clue. Bad at history.
I mean, Sicily is an island, right? The island of
Isn't
Sicily.
It Italy?
Yeah, well, there's Italy, but then I think Sicily is the island at the bottom of it.
At the bottom of the boot.
So it's not like World War I was happening there on an island, right?
In when did you say?
1922.
Oh, 22. I don't fucking know. Again, bad at history.
Yeah, so there's that. And then there was a picture frame that I made him buy because it was 99 cents. And it said, "It's never a bad time when I'm with Grandma." And then just nothing in it. And so I'm like, did Grandma die? And then this guy, like, why
they were
is
like,
this?
Fuck this frame.
Yeah,
for real.
exactly. And so I told him he had to buy it to put a picture of us in it. And so then it'd be like, "Never a bad time with Grandma." And it's just like in the corner of his room
and
or something.
Your grandma?
So that's the discussion we had. I was like, "Hey, what do you, like, if it's you and me together, which one of us is Grandma?" And he goes, we know your grandma. And I said, yeah, I don't know.
Well, also, just
I was
the fact
hoping
that
things would be
he
different.
has the frame, I think implies that you're grandma.
Yeah, that's
know.
probably also true. But like, between the two of us,
But you've always been
I
grandma.
am grandma.
Yeah. There was a girl on TikTok that I follow who was looking for like radium glass or something like that because it's green, and so she has like a special flashlight, and like it lights up if it has radium or whatever in it, and then I don't know what she does with it. I'm pretty sure she breaks it, and she'll get other green glasses too. And if the color doesn't like go through the glass, if it's like just on the outside, then she's like, oh, that's fake. And I don't know what she does with it, but she collects it.
So you're watching someone collect a specific variety of glass for an unknown purpose.
Yeah. Again, I'm pretty sure she breaks them, but
why?
maybe she tumbles them
Is she doing like art with it?
in a rock tumbler.
No, that's not you. She's buying glasses to break. But what did she do?
That's
like,
what I'm saying. I don't know.
Pile of broken glass outside of her house.
I don't know.
Full of radium, which feels
the videos. Yeah, which feels a little dangerous to me, but so that's pretty cool. I enjoy that though. There are lots of weird glasses at those places, and it takes a lot in me to just not collect them all.
Yeah. Well, you only have so much space.
Right, and I already have so much trinkets. Can't so many trinkets.
Tchotchkes.
Yeah. So.
Curios even.
Knickknacks. Yeah. So.
Cool. Well, we're only at like 16 and a half minutes. Do you just want to go into the topic? Because I think we have some legs. I mean, we could talk about this for a while.
We do have legs.
This is the high quality content you're all here for. I don't want to hear that shit. So.
You don't want to hear that shit?
I don't want to hear that shit from them.
Oh.
The people that can't talk back to me, I'll fucking fight them.
I thought you were saying that to me, and I was like, why are you coming for me?
I don't know. I mean, I picture this podcast going in a direction where one day they're just going to eventually hear the sounds of us, like, beating the shit out of each other. Like, we get into a fight, and it's just off in the background. Like, it's like, hey! Just absolute fist fight on...
Absolute fist fight.
Not camera, but recording.
Yeah. And then we just sit down and we're like, okay, now that's
Yeah, we just... I'm like holding... Like, you could just hear the rustling of the ice bag that I'm holding to the side of my head.
Nick had to go get a sack of frozen peas real quick.
He fell down the stairs.
Didn't you?
Yeah. We had a gentleman who... This reminded me, which is a horrible thing that this reminded me, but there was a gentleman trying to buy a gun the other day. And he said, hey, what kind of things stop you from being able to buy a gun? Which is always an excellent question because it implies that they did something that they think stops them from buying a gun and are trying to find that out.
Right.
And so you're like, okay, well, you can't have a felony and you can't be, the only misdemeanors that really matter are drug charges or domestic abuse. He says, so I got convicted of domestic abuse, but really it was more that I was just being loud.
What? Why would he tell you that after you said that? I would just be like, cool, thanks, all right, bye.
Well, because if they run the background check, they're going to find out anyway. Right. And so he's like, okay, well, I got convicted, but like, is it really domestic? And so he's telling this story where they're having a party and then they get a noise complaint or whatever. And the cops come over and they're like, quiet down. And then he's like, and then we did quiet down. And then the cops came back later and, I punched my aunt, but it's not like, what? Oh. And I'm like, well,
I punched my aunt.
Yeah, well, it was just me being loud. I mean, I punched my aunt, but and I'm like, that's the crime, right? They don't give a shit about how loud you were. You punched this lady.
Yeah, what the hell? Also, I mean,
he did not buy a gun, by the way.
Yeah, because if you punch your aunt and you get convicted of domestic abuse, you don't get a gun.
Yeah. So the furthering of this story is his girlfriend is with him and goes, oh, well, I'll just buy it for him then.
Oh, and you said no.
And I said, first of all, that's a crime. Second, where the fuck is your survival instinct that you're going to buy this guy who has already been convicted of domestic abuse a firearm so he can later pistol whip you with it?
Literally.
What the fuck is going on?
No, that he just hates his aunt. not
it's
not
really-
me.
Aunt Susan really had that shit coming. Just cat her up on the gob, fucking,
She was mouthing off anyway.
I feel like Aunt Susan gets rowdy. I'm not saying she deserved to get hit, but I'm feeling like Aunt Susan gets rowdy.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I feel like in that situation, it seems like, I don't know, like a party was happening, and then
There was definitely a large gathering of perhaps the whole clan.
right, and then interfamilial fight plus booze and party.
Yeah.
Probably it was both of them, but you still shouldn't punch anybody, even your aunt.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Or I guess especially
if they swing on you first, even if they don't make contact, you have the legal. I was gonna say legal right. Really, it is a moral obligation to put that bitch on the floor.
Yeah. Swing first. Swing first.
Only assume that you can win, though. If you're assuming that you can't win, you probably shouldn't take the second swing. You should probably just run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
Have I talked about that on the podcast, about how I kind of want to be in a fight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same. And also, the women's rugby team at school, club, I should say. I don't think it's...
Well, it's a team sport. It's still a team.
Well, yeah, but you know how it's like
a
teams and
sport.
clubs are different.
Yeah. It's
so,
intramural. Intramural?
I don't know.
All right.
But they keep having like, I don't know, a table around campus, and I keep passing by, and I'm like, I want to play kind of because I want to fuck up some people, and rugby's aggressive.
See, it's funny because my initial reaction is, but Lainey, you're a very gentle soul. You do not seem like the type of person that's going to be rugbying other girls. On the other hand, I've seen you play basketball, and the psycho takes over where you're like, I'm going to kill this bitch, or if she doesn't give me the basketball.
Rage fuels me.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who did I have? Oh, that same friend in the car the other day. I was like screaming at traffic because that's just what I do. And he's like, dude, are you good? And I'm like, I'm not actually angry. I'm just yelling.
Right. That's what surprises a lot of people about me is like I am generally really kind and nice. I try to be,
You're right. It is surprising that you're kind and nice.
No, but then I do something like have road rage, or they come to see me play basketball and they're like, wow, Lainey.
Why are you a demon?
Why are you bleeding right now? Oh,
You're
why
like,
is she bleeding right now?
Exactly.
And I'm like, my B. But you know what? I always help them get up, and that's what matters.
Yeah, it's nothing personal.
As soon as the whistle goes,
it's just the game.
Here's my hand, pal.
Just the game, man.
Yeah.
I'll beat the shit out of you, but it's just for the sport.
Unless some bitch is being pushy where she ought not to be, or make some comment, then that's done. Then you're just being rude.
Now Lainey's fighting for honor, not for sport.
Yeah, but if it's just about basketball, I'll help you up. Especially if sometimes I don't mean to.
Well, yeah, sometimes you go to, push past a screen or something and you just knock them over. And it's like, hey, I didn't mean to throw you on your ass.
One time in middle school, I didn't cut my nails before a game.
And so you just use them as knives to slay your enemies.
We had a timeout, and I went over and I was picking at my nails, and literal skin was under my nails.
Bruh.
And
what the fuck?
But I looked over to the other team and everyone looked fine, and I was like, it must have not been that deep, just the tops. But still, I was like, oh shit,
stealing people's skin.
How did I get this skin on? Yeah, so that was rough, but it was also middle school, so I had more rage then,
I don't feel like I was more rageful in middle school. I feel like as time has gone on, I've become more rageful because I have had more time to become cynical because of the general public.
Yeah, I don't know why I was full of rage in middle school.
Probably hormones. Yeah, hormones are a hell of a drug.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So, wow. I was like, we're just talking.
Yeah, we're just talking. We're just having a conversation.
Sorry,
that's all
folks.
It is.
That was not a good manners.
I don't even know if that picked up on the mic, to be honest. You might just be outing yourself for nothing, but we'll just assume that it did. I feel like I had an encounter with British people recently. Like a random battle, like you're walking around and...
I was going to say, were you walking through tall grass right now?
And a British man jumped out with a knife. No. Well, look, now we've, flushed it out. We're, out to 24:30 now. We're fucking living the high life, keeping this shit going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
So now we're going to switch over to the topic of the week, which, of course, is as we approach Halloween, lots of you have costumes. I have the makings of my costume. It's not finished yet. Lainey, I don't know if she has her costume yet. However, say that you're at a Halloween party. You're partying around with your friends or family or whomever you enjoy to party with. And you're wearing your costume. You're having a good time. Absolutely killing it. And then something magical happens. Something mystical even. And you turn into whatever it is that you are dressed up as. Now, this can go a lot of ways, depending on what... So, the first thing that I want to touch on is, you know how the girls are like, let me just wear lingerie and then hang handcuffs and a badge, and now I'm a police officer.
Yeah.
Do they turn into like a 40-year-old blue-collar cop?
I think you're just you, but as that thing.
Well,
so they're just a police
that, like they just get a police uniform on instead of lingerie?
And I also think that your mind also...
What about the woman dressed up as a mouse? And it's like underwear and ears. Are they just a physical mouse on the floor?
Yeah.
That feels like a lot rawer deal than just having a pension, you know? Like, that's...
You mean just acting like a mouse?
No, but I don't like... Are they a giant mouse? Are they them sized, but as a mouse?
No.
Or is it like... Because the lady or the person that turns into a cop, like, that's a profession. Or like the firefighter or the doctor or whatever, you know, the nurse.
Right.
Maid. Like, these are just jobs.
See, that's why some people get much rawer deals than others, you know? So, like, yes, I was thinking, too, like, you know, when people go as, like, I don't know, 80s neon clothes, you know what I mean?
That's just a person wearing those clothes.
An outfit. Like, what happens? You turn old or what?
I think that you turn into, like, a fully bought-in version of whatever it is you are. So I think that the person dressed in like the disco clothes or the whatever it is now themselves in those clothes, but is of the mentality that that's where they actually belong. Yeah. Like they are fully converted to like, hey man, you heard about this Woodstock thing going on? We should get up there.
You're right. So
I think, or like if someone's dressed up as like a army man or something like that. Like, they are 1942 ready to hit the beaches. Where the fuck am I, you know?
Yeah. Ready to...
Yeah.
Okay, what about people dressed up as the devil? Are they just demons?
I feel like they are now a demon.
That's horrible.
It's not great.
That's
But
horrible.
is it, like, impish? Like, do they just... Because, again, are we talking a full conversion on the things that are full conversion? Or do these people all just believe themselves to now be the thing?
I was thinking full conversion.
Yeah, I was thinking full conversion.
Like, you're also Superman, you're now fucking Superman.
Which is a problem.
Because the type of people to dress up like Superman, I mean, no offense.
You like Superman? Fuck you.
No, it's not even that. But like...
Fuck Superman.
Well, whoa.
Superman is dog ass.
Whoa. I like Superman. But
fuck you.
The kind of person who would choose to dress up as him is either a child or a Chad. That's exactly
the word I was going to use as a Chad. So if we get baby Superman, which I think is a thing, no, I don't want an all-powerful child because that's bad.
Yeah, because they don't know what's bad yet. Like, they're just going to go, their teacher's not going to give them some shit, and they're going to be like, fine, and just punch her. You know,
I don't think this is a permanent change. I thought it
was a permanent change.
I think it's like for the Halloween night. Like for the next 10 hours at most, you are now this thing.
The clock strikes midnight.
Nah, because that's lame. Because like Halloween is definitely still happening at like 2 a.m. You know what I mean? Like even though it's November 1st.
So let's say like what 9 to 9, 10 to 10.
No, because it doesn't go that early. I think like the sun starts coming up the next day, and that's when it goes back.
Oh, so dawn.
So it's more like I don't know, 6 to 6, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
But I think it has to happen. I mean, for the more exciting, because you want everyone already partying in a room when it happens. You don't want everyone getting ready and then they all change in their own respective houses. So, you know, middle of the party, most folks are kind of there, kind of 9:30, 10 o'clock type something. And then the change, and then now it's until dawn. Now you got to survive until that sun comes up.
That's so rough if you're a mouse.
I think the mouse just goes on, unless there's someone else that's a cat.
So
in which
true.
case that's a bad time. But I
Yeah.
think otherwise the mouse just goes on. Like the mouse just is a mouse then.
Right.
You know, the devil and Superman and all that shit doesn't give a shit that you're a mouse.
Right. Well, and if you're a demon, like, okay, so does your, what is it in D&D? What's when you're neutral? What's that called? Alignment?
Yes.
Does your alignment change to match what you are?
Absolutely.
So you're Superman, you're like, I am good.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say, because if you're regular ass bog standard Superman, it's big good Superman man, and you could probably solve a lot of the problems just at that one party that you're at.
Right, because then the devil happens and you're like, I am chaotic evil.
I'm going to punch the devil in the mouth because I'm Superman and fucking just
and I'm the
rock.
devil and I'm going to eat this child.
Why is your version of the devil like a weird Gregorian artwork devil that's like eating a child by the foot?
I think that's what
Instead of-
scares me a lot about the devil.
Is that he's going to eat you?
Just weird shit like that. It's
All
not
right.
like create chaos in the world. It's like, I'm going to do some fucked up things to you specifically, you know?
That's fair. I can appreciate that. So, do you have an idea for your costume
So-
this year? Or what were you planning on doing if you had a plan?
So I have a plan, and then I have a costume that I sort of fall back to if I don't get my shit together. So my sort of plan that I've put absolutely nothing towards was with a couple of friends. We were going to be the Super Troopers from Mamma Mia, you know, with the,
No.
like ABBA. Like, it's like a bodysuit that's and it has like long and then flared at the
Like bell bottoms?
sort of, yeah. It's like frilly, but it's very like ABBA disco
Okay.
vibes. Go-go boots, you know.
Okay.
And then my costume that I always fall back on if I, like I said, don't get my shit together is Pennywise. So I kind of like Pennywise better because,
That's real good for you when this thing happens.
yeah, because I
You
get
just
to...
turn into an evil clown. Superman is also going to punch your face off.
Yeah, but also Pennywise is an interdimensional being, and they fight him in space at the end. Not of the movie, but in the book. And
They go to space to fight the demon
well, they're
clown?
not like in space.
Is
It's
it like
like,
a liminal
they're in their
space? Like it's-
mind,
Oh.
and they like are
They're in
taken
like
out.
the astral plane.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah. So it's like this huge being that's, you know,
Sure.
in the
Weird cosmic stuff.
yeah, totally. So
Superman can still punch his face off.
true,
Because
but it
Superman is
won't kill
bullshit.
him.
Okay. I'm okay if Superman fights Pennywise for 8 hours or whatever until both of you turn back into people.
I think Pennywise wins versus Superman.
And this is why people that like Superman are stupid. No. What do you think Pennywise wins against Superman?
Pennywise knows Superman's greatest fear and gets in his head.
They
and
defeat Pennywise by calling him names.
yeah, but you have to overcome your fear first. And I feel like Superman's a bitch, and Pennywise is going to be like,
If Superman's
Lois Lane dies, and he's going to be like, fuck, and then lose.
So there are a lot of versions of Superman that end up real fucked up because bad shit happened to him or Lois Lane or whatever. One of those versions is Injustice, in which the Joker kills Lois Lane in like a big, and Superman just like kicks the wall of the prison open and rips him like directly in half, and then imposes a Superman dictatorship on the whole planet, and is like, we are all now the Supermen people.
Yep.
You know?
Did you know that they made a cartoon movie of that?
No.
I watched it.
Is it good?
Yeah, I liked it.
All right.
There was like they ended up defeating him at the end by somehow bringing a different timeline Superman in.
Yeah. You know who
picture.
kicks Superman's ass? Superman.
And that's why the premise of Batman versus Superman is fucking stupid, because Batman would not win.
So the whole thing is that Batman has a plan to kill or incapacitate every member of the Justice League. Already. He's ready to go. Because he knows that if any of them decide to go bad, that's a real frickin' problem. So given time to prepare, Batman actually has a pretty decent chance because he has obtained kryptonite explicitly for the purpose of killing Superman if he has to.
Still dumb.
Yeah, because Superman's dumb.
Yeah.
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 What the fuck were we talking about? Anyway,
So what's your-
so my costume is Han Solo. So I'm just still a guy, but now I have a laser gun.
And a bad attitude.
He does have a bad attitude, but he's cool and he's sexy, and that's what's important. You can't tell me 30-something Harrison Ford does not get your motor running.
But so do you change...
I'm saying that as a straight man.
But do you change appearances? That's another thing we should talk about. So am I just Pennywise, but I look like me?
No, I think if it's full conversion, you are switched over and just that thing now. So I'm just Harrison
You're just Harrison Ford. Yeah, that's fucking cool.
And then there's also a Superman, a mouse, a nurse probably.
A priest, maybe.
Well, where this gets exciting is the party that I'm going to, there are going to be a bunch of other Star Wars characters there, including Anakin, Padme, and Kylo Ren.
That's interesting because people from the timeline who haven't met get to meet.
Yeah. So, like,
sick.
Padme and Solo in the same room, but then Ren is like, Dad?
Dad?
And Anakin's like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. Well, no, Anakin does meet Han Solo because he's Darth Vader.
Right.
And Han Solo shoots at him, and he says, nah, dog, and just takes his gun away.
Nah, dog.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of I'm trying to think of what else is going on at that party that I'm going to. I think someone is going as Zeus and Hera. So
That's
there's just
fucked.
Greek gods there also now.
Zeus about to be trying to fuck anything, dude.
That's fair, including at one point I think the Earth or a tree.
Oh, really? I know that I think he does it with a swan. He like transforms into a swan.
I mean, at least he does it as a swan,
right?
Instead of just being like, "Give me that bird."
Really, what was their goal with just making Zeus horny? You know, like why?
I feel like if you're an infinite being and you are in control of everything, I feel like you're going to be horny for some weird shit after eons of being alive.
That's probably true. And this is why I'm pro Hades, because he wouldn't.
I'm not, because Hades is evil. Like, he gets a raw deal and that turns him evil, and I can respect that, but he is evil at the end of the day. Well, I'm not saying that Zeus cannot be argued to also be evil. What
lore are you going with? Standard Greek mythology lore, like Hercules the movie?
Hercules, the 1998 Disney film?
Percy Jackson?
Yeah,
because he's just kind of a dude in Percy Jackson.
Yeah, he's just hanging out in Hollywood or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Yeah,
which, that's apropos.
One of my friends is planning to go as a Powerpuff Girl.
That is a small, young female Superman is all that is.
Right, so that's what I was going to say.
Except they get beat up by like a monkey, so I don't know.
Right. What's his name?
Mao Joe Joe Joe.
Oh, Mao Joe Joe Joe. Yeah. The Powerpuff Girls are so OP, and it never gets talked about.
Well, but then they get their ass beat. Like, they can actually still get beat up.
Right.
Whereas Superman, you, like, break a chair across his back, and he doesn't feel it.
But part of me feels like it's just because they're children.
So you think that the fully evolved Powerpuff women...
Yeah.
Are just super...
They could just rule the
girls?
world.
Yeah.
I believe.
That's fair.
And I also feel like they're kind of bitches. So
I mean, because they're children.
Well,
because they have weird children desires, and
okay, you're right.
These fucking 6-year-olds.
I'm like,
goddamn
man, fuck
bitches. Yeah. So I think I die. I think I'm pretty much dead as Han Solo. Because I'm just a dude with a gun.
Because of who's at the party, or...
I feel like in general. I feel like because again, and then there's just people that are like Scream.
Right.
Or
just murderers.
What's a Jason?
Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers.
Michael Myers. Like, there are just a bunch of horror movie villains running around just shanking everyone in sight.
Annabelle.
But then you get to watch, like, a Pennywise fight a Pennywise.
Which is so interesting.
Or, like, I was going to say, like, a Scream
would they not
fight
each other?
I don't know. I feel like they would fight each other.
Really?
Yeah. Why not?
I don't
what
know.
do you have to
they're
gain
just
by
solitary, I feel like.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're solitary, why would you team up? What do you have to gain?
No, I just feel like they'd stay away from each other.
Nah, I think they fight.
Yeah.
And then you have two Screams run stabbing at each other, but that's just a knife fight. Like,
yeah,
that's just an actual
just
regular knife fight. That's what I never understood about Scream is I'm like, just shoot him. Literally, like he's just a guy in a mask. That's not a horror movie.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Because that's what happens at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, fight back more than not at all, you idiot.
Well, Sydney, the main girl, does fight back. She does pretty good. That's how she survives.
Like, Mike Myers,
right?
Like, weird ability
supernatural
to survive
element.
Shit that he probably shouldn't, you know?
Yeah. And same with Jason. Like, isn't he like a ghost because he drowned?
I don't think he's a ghost because he still has, like, a he's kind of like a zombie.
Oh, okay.
In a way, right?
Yeah.
So similarly takes lots of damage before he...
And Freddy Krueger's, like, legit a demon.
Well, yeah, he exists in your dreams. Right. So that's a bad one. But that also relies on people being asleep, in which case, in this case, there are a lot of people not asleep.
Well, no, weird shit happens in the movie. Weird shit happens when they're awake.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen that movie, so I'm talking out of my ass.
It's pretty weird.
Leave me alone.
It's pretty weird.
I'm trying to think of what else. Johnny...
He does wear a crop top in that movie, though, so...
Okay.
So just FYI.
Thanks for that little addendum there.
Yeah, it's important information to know.
I'm trying to think of who, because obviously like the Superman and stuff like that's a really good deal that you're getting out of that, because not only are you very likely to survive, you're doing good to help everyone else survive too. I'm trying to think who gets the rawest deal, and it's probably just the mouse girl.
Yeah, or just the animals in general.
Yeah.
Because you're just... Well, actually, maybe not, because maybe Pennywise doesn't fuck with a cat. You know what I mean?
I feel like Pennywise would not fuck with a cat. That's true. I'm picturing that someone has like a themed party, and so they all are the same thing. Like, what happens if someone's like, oh, we're doing pirates, and there's like 5 Johnny Depps.
Right.
And there's now 5 Jack Sparrows just running around doing chaos.
I love that, actually. I would like to witness that. You know what sucks, though, is all those girls who dress up as, like, a crayon. Or, like, a White Claw. Because then you're just inanimate for, like...
Inflatable T-Rex costume.
That's sick.
Just a T-Rex.
That's just a T-Rex. That's fucking sick.
You know, that's probably all right, because thankfully there are not a lot of Velociraptor costumes.
True.
So I'll deal with a couple of stray T-Rexes. I don't want to deal with any Velociraptors. Especially
with things like Pennywise. Because what's that look like?
What?
That battle.
Oh, Pennywise versus a T-Rex?
Yeah. Pennywise might not fuck with a T-Rex.
I feel like, his whole thing is like lure and away, and then I eat you or whatever.
Right, and like chaos and stuff. So he might be like, the T-Rex is a
big dumb lizard that's just, well, I mean, he might feed on the fact that the T-Rex is scaring people, and then like also kind of turn into a T-Rex, you know?
Yeah.
Again, I am a guy who knows how to fly a starship with a gun. That's it.
You can shoot a T-Rex with your gun. Laser versus T-Rex seems like a pretty good fight.
I mean, it's better than like bullet versus T-Rex, probably.
For sure.
But not fast enough to not get me eaten.
Also, if you're Han Solo, though, you might be used to things like T-Rexes, because what's that weird lizard thing that Obi-Wan rides in the Coliseum?
Like 30 years separated. Oh, well, in the Coliseum, that's even more separated from Han Solo.
With the tiger and stuff. Well, but the stuff like that still exists, so you might not be like, oh, shit. Well, you're
like familiar with a giant Rhodian lizard or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Yeah, but you still see a T-Rex and you're like, that's probably going to murder me if I go near it.
Yeah, true.
I'm just seeing a situation in which Han is trying to adapt and is like, yeah, I can fly us out of here. And then runs outside and it's just like a Chevy Tahoe. And he's like, come on, kid, punch it. And just floors it down the street.
When I had a Chevy Tahoe, foot to the floor, I would start being 15 miles an hour before it, because it had to
it's got to catch and start going. That's what I'm saying.
He's like, go light speed, and it's like 20 miles an hour.
I can fly anything. He's behind it. Like, what the fuck is a gear shift?
It's so true.
Yeah. My other, I was considering doing like a, Mandalorian, or I was also next year, my plan is to potentially do, what's his name from Princess Bride? The main guy.
Wesley.
As
you Dread Pirate Roberts.
In which case, also just a man with the thing.
But you are an excellent sword fighter, and you have intolerance to iocane powder.
Which doesn't feel like a thing that exists or is going to be relevant. If anyone tries to poison me in the next 6 hours with this one poison, we're probably going to be all right. That is not an upside as the T-Rex and Pennywise. Or what if someone does Superman, but they do like Red Sun Superman, where he's super pro-communism and it's spun as evil because it's communism and it's like the 50s, but whatever. Or like Blackest Night Superman, where he's a zombie.
Right.
But has Superman powers.
Yeah. Or like, have you seen the...
There's going to be like 10 Jokers just running around.
There's going to be a million fucking Harley Quinns, bro.
We could do worse. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. She is
also,
chaotic, but
just
like...
a woman with a hammer.
Well, I don't know. Harley Quinn has some combat skills,
Like an
bro.
acrobat.
She'd beat Han Solo. Yeah, she would.
Probably. Maybe. That's a fight, though. Like, that's still a fight.
Okay, only because you are Han Solo, you're biased.
No,
Yeah.
I think Harley Quinn and Han Solo is a fight. Because, again, they're both just Does she have the hyenas?
I'm going to say no.
If she gets the hyenas, then Han gets Chewie, and that's still a fight.
That's true. Chewie is more considerable. Han is just some fucking guy.
That's what I've been saying
Harley
for the
Quinn
past
has
20
some
minutes.
little like super thing because why would she survive acid? And she has like
What acid did she survive?
the first one when she falls in for the Joker.
Well, that's like a version of Harley. Not all Harleys have done that.
Oh, well, like
But
I don't
also,
know.
yeah. But like Joker survived, and he's just a dude. He fell into the acid.
I feel like he's fucked up somehow too. He's got something going
Being
on.
fucked up is not a superpower.
No, like,
if it was, I would be a super person.
Not mentally. Like, well, yes. I mean, but
Fucking Jared Leto with damage tattooed across
ew,
his forehead.
that Joker exists in this situation.
He's running around,
Which
but then gets
disgusting.
punked in like a second by
Right.
any other Joker.
He's like, yeah, I was gonna say he's like the worst Joker. He would get. Sorry, I just thought of Morbius because Jared Leto.
It's Morbid time,
What's
baby.
Morbius's alignment?
He's
is he?
No, he's like anti-hero. Like he's like,
Oh,
I
okay.
gotta probably eat people sometimes, but it's like I eat the bad guy.
There's lots of Deadpools, which is cool.
Yeah, also anti-hero. Like they will for sure just shoot a man because funny, you know.
They get a good deal though because they can't die.
Well, let's talk about all the like bog standard Halloween of like a vampire, like a Count Dracula or like a skeleton.
Well, and does it matter? Like if you,
It's just so funny that like because even Han Solo feels like mystical to some because there's a laser gun involved, right? So even though he's just a guy, it's like there's weird, but like just a skeleton that doesn't have any powers is just a skeleton.
Right. So are you alive?
The skeleton?
Like, or not alive, but like you get to walk around.
Yeah, he's a
and
walk
stuff.
around skeleton.
Okay.
But what is the alignment of a skeleton?
I feel like neutral, maybe bad.
Right. So I mean, in D&D terms, it's neutral evil.
Yeah.
Just general because it's like unnatural that he's undead, so he's like probably trying to do harm.
Yeah.
But it's just a guy, just without guts.
Right.
You know?
Just a guy.
Well, I'm thinking, what about all like the video game characters? Like, there's a bunch of Marios and a Peach and a Donkey Kong.
That's cool.
Link is out there. Zelda's probably a couple of Zeldas out there.
So do you think they look real
Sans
or like
Undertale.
do you perceive them as cartoon? You know what I mean?
If it's full conversion, I think you perceive them so not as 2D cartoon,
Right,
but like
but
3D.
Yeah.
Like it is a real life approximation of that character as they exist in their own medium.
Sonic.
That's a problem.
Cool.
I mean, he's good aligned, but just fast chili dog man. Like
Chili dog.
he's obsessed with chili dogs. That's his whole thing. He loves chili dogs. I don't know why.
You're calling him like a chili dog, like he's
Oh,
cold because he's blue.
blue.
And I was like, bro, he's a hedgehog.
All right. Yeah.
You know what else I was?
There's at
thinking?
least one Godzilla out there.
That's cool. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, uncommon,
Yep.
which is better
That's
for
a
us.
couple
though.
costume right there. Godzilla and Mothra.
Aw,
That's some king shit.
that is some king shit for real. What about people who just dress up as like a car?
Who have you ever seen dress up as a vehicle?
I feel like it
I've seen
happens with
Transformers.
children.
There's Transformers.
Right.
Which that's a problem because now you have a child bumble. Well, no, because they full conversion, so they turn into that thing. So
Right,
now
right,
there's
right.
just a Bumblebee.
Right.
Not a lot of Megatrons. Lots of Optimus Primes. Lots of
True.
Bumblebees. Not
Yeah.
a lot of Megatrons.
People don't want to be Decepticons, I don't think.
Because like there were multiple times as a child where I was a ninja for Halloween.
Right. You're just
And
standard ninja.
Yeah, but I'm like, because again, how is that? You run into another ninja is there any basis of like what clan they're from, or is it just like enemy ninja detected?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. What's the goal of a ninja often? Like to steal
Assassination?
stuff? Assassinate?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Is the natural enemy of a ninja another ninja?
How to counter a ninja. Get another one.
What I was going to say earlier is vampires, I think it depends what you dress up as, because if you're like doing what we do in the shadows, you could do Buffy, Supernatural, and then I think that you get the characteristics of what you are. But if you're standard vampire, you're like Dracula vampire, you know
Which
what I mean?
is a good vampire to be. That's a strong vampire.
Yeah, because that's like one of the strongest vampires. He's like baddie bad.
Yes.
Yes.
Trying to think of like even just walking through it. There's a bunch of just Fortnite characters
Gross.
that are gentrifying the area
Area.
because they're just and build like
build-
a tower, and then they're sitting in it sniping at
Oh my
people
God,
because they think it's a
Minecraft
battle
Steve!
royale. Oh, there's a Minecraft anything running around.
Yeah,
there.
there's creepers. Do they die?
What, do creepers die?
Yeah,
when
like
they explode.
Well, yeah.
I'm assuming so.
so you're fucked if you're a creeper.
I mean, unless you're like stuck in a room, because they have to
True.
be given reason. They don't just do it.
Right,
They
you
chase
have to like
something down.
hit them or something.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
But I'm thinking about walking through like a Halloween store and all the things that are there. There's a lot of guys, because again, there's so many generic costumes that are not a character but are just a thing. So like a pirate, in which case I think you become like a historically accurate, 18th century pirate.
So do you just get scurvy?
That's some people get turned into a because then the people that go be a mouse, they get into like the walls and then turn back into a person at like 6 a.m.
That's fucked.
and you
Just bust out the wall.
burst through the drywall naked and confused.
Or like, oh, I lost it.
All right,
I'm
well
sorry.
that's not helpful.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Disappointed.
Yeah.
Oh,
again, even
witch.
like witches, wizards, Harry Potter, even.
Ooh, Harry Potter's fun.
There's weird spells flying around along with lasers and all. Again, like Jedi or like wizards in general are just doing force powers.
This is just the Lego Batman movie, but real
It
life.
is. Yeah, it's the end. Well, the Lego Batman movie? Mm-hmm. Or are you talking about the Lego movie?
No, I haven't seen the Lego movie, but in the
we
Lego,
watched it together.
well, I haven't seen it.
All right, well, probably not then.
But in Lego Batman, like a bunch of the mainstream villains are released. So like Sauron's just Eye of Sauron's just there.
Yeah. No, I remember what you're talking about. That is just the Batman movie, huh?
Yeah.
Because it's all of them. Yeah. There's a lot of orcs running around the street.
Really? You think a lot of people dress up as orcs?
Yeah, or like various goblinoids and.
I feel like it's more common that there's just a shit ton of like Legoluses running around.
When the fuck have you ever seen anyone be Legolas?
I
for
just think if
Halloween?
you pick a Lord of the Rings character,
There's probably a couple elves out there of various
there's definitely
denominations.
elves out there.
Yeah.
But like I think it's more common for somebody to be like Aragorn, Hobbit, elf than
Oh, dude, where's the Hobbit party at?
literally.
Fuck all that noise outside. I want to sit there and sing Green Dragon with a bunch of the boys.
Seriously, they're like, "Where's the nearest pub?"
Yeah, dude.
Fuck it up.
Han Solo would chill out with Frodo and them.
Oh yeah,
having a good
absolutely.
time. Hell yeah.
Yeah, being Pennywise is interesting, but it's kind of sucks because then you're just like evil.
Evil. Yeah, you're an extra dimensional demon.
Right. Also, just like Donkey Kong, you're just an ape.
Just a gorilla.
You're just a gorilla.
Just running around the street, fucking throwing barrels.
Barrels,
at people.
yeah.
What about a Diddy Kong? He has just firearms.
Literally, Diddy Kong is so annoying. If I could kill a Nintendo character, goodbye Diddy Kong. Fuck that man.
Do you just hate him because of Smash, or why? Do you just think he's annoying for being a small? Yeah. He's a chimp with firearms.
He's literally just so annoying, and whenever people are him in Smash, it's just so annoying.
The people that are dressed up as ghosts become just ghosts.
Yeah. Like, sheet over your head. Ghost.
Yeah. But are you malevolent? Because again, neutral to neutral evil. Again,
I think that that's interesting because just a sheet over your head is just ghost. There's really no other descriptor, and I feel like there are different kinds of ghosts.
Yeah, as opposed to wraith or specter,
Right. Or like people dress up as the nun and
vampiric
stuff.
mist. Yeah, the nun is lame as shit though, because she's like a spirit, but I'm like, just burn her or what? I don't forget what they do with that movie. That movie's dumb as hell.
I also forget. I think they're like have blood or something that they spit at her. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, they spit blood at her.
Yeah.
Because she's like drowning or whatever, and then she spits the blood of a saint or the blood of Christ on her or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have the blood of Christ. Han Solo does not have the blood of Christ.
The Nun is an okay movie, but in real life, that's something you do not want to mess with.
A demon.
Well, yeah, but like, I feel like it's worse than little mischievous red devil.
Well, I mean, again, if we're really getting in the weeds here, devils and demons are different things.
Yeah.
Demons
True.
are purely chaotic and just, I'm going to rip apart and destroy. And devils are like making deals and trying to be more lawyery about it.
Yeah.
Trying to get you stuck in rules and bind you to them for eternity and stuff.
So the people who wear the red, like...
Yeah, the fucking kid from the Aunt Witch's Spooky House or whatever the fuck it's called.
That, I was rewatching clips of that on TikTok. The animation is so shit.
It's so funny.
It's so bad.
We should watch that.
We should. It's pretty good.
But yeah, so he's like, because again, if he's like an imp,
Right.
they don't really have any powers, so they're just like and stabbing people like with their little pitchforks.
Like in Deathly Hallows when creatures just stabbing Mundungus with a fork. I love that. He's like,
we fucking stand creatures.
literally. So yeah, I guess there's gonna be more devils than demons, I would think.
Which at least they'll try to like bargain before they just throw a fireball at you.
Yeah, which is nice.
You got to be good at bargaining, though. I'm not good at bargaining.
Dude, dragons.
Again, I don't think I see a lot of people dressed up as dragons.
I think
but
it's a kid thing.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
I feel like a lot of little kids.
How many babies are like pumpkins or like bees?
That's horrible. My child's a bee.
Yeah, exactly. Well, think because of all the people that aren't in costumes, I think they just don't change.
Right, I agree.
So you're just walking your kids down the street and you have like a little robot or a teapot or little cute kid costumes. And now you just have, or like maybe they're all bees because they had to be the same. And now you just have a swarm of bees.
That's horrible because what are you going to do? Like,
Well, I'm trying to think of when we were kids and, mom and dad or whoever would take us out. I remember vividly one year that I was a ninja and I think you were a princess or something that year.
I think I agree. I remember that year. I think I was Ariel in her wedding dress specifically.
That's such a specific cut, but it's so appropriate for you.
So
again,
Ariel's
just a
weak.
person.
Ariel's fucking weak. She would get taken out so fast. Like, I love that girl, but she has no powers.
Absolutely.
Or I've been a jellyfish in like 6th grade. Just a fucking jellyfish on the ground.
Dying.
Like, just flop. You're done. You're done.
Oh, the chaos. The nightmare that this is.
Literally. But you know what? There are a lot of like...
Pac-Man?
How big is Pac-Man?
I don't want to find out.
And is it like video game Pac-Man or is it,
Or is
like,
it like the
person Pac-Man?
It's got to be person Pac-Man, which
Yeah.
is more terrifying to me.
Yeah. And but I feel like
Because
he's good.
the video game Waka Waka Pac-Man, exists as like the id.
Yes.
And is just he only wants to consume.
Because he can transform into that if we're doing like Smash.
Yeah.
You know?
So, but he just wants to consume. But the person Pac-Man is like a person that can eat you, but probably won't.
Yeah, but probably won't.
I think he also has some weird like Sonic chili dog thing. He also has some variety of food that he's way into.
Like cherries?
Yeah, something like that.
Because I know he can
does
get
all the
fruits.
Yeah, he does all the fruits and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird like video game characters that I just don't want to come into contact with.
But what's nice is a lot of costumes have their like counter character, Like even though you have a vampire, you're going to have a
vampire hunter.
Exactly.
I feel like the number of vampire hunters or witch hunters or what, in relation to the number of monsters is not enough.
True.
We're gonna have to rely on Jedi and Supermen to go chop all the vampires in half.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Is there not as many vampire hunters, but like there are better of other things. Like there's gonna be a shit ton of Batmans, and you know how many Batmans there's gonna be. It's crazy.
Army of there will be many children Batmans. Yeah. Interesting.
So hopefully it'll counterbalance a little bit.
It's going to be fascinating. You know what this is? You know what we're describing? Ready Player One.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. The end of that, where it's just all the video game characters fighting like the goons, it's that.
I actually think this happens.
There is a group of Spartans from Halo that are 7-year-olds that are just holding out against all the motherfuckers on the street.
You know what? Spartans in Halo are pretty tough.
They're huge. They're giant.
Really?
They're like almost 8 feet tall.
Oh, good for them.
And like lift a truck up strong.
Damn.
So that's a forced. I mean, and bite through that armor, you stupid dumb vampire.
Right. You can't.
I'm gonna shoot you in the mouth now.
Right. I've faced aliens that are scarier than you, and I fucking murked them.
I'm trying to think if because we don't really have anything in our area, but I think a lot of big cities will have a lot more like costume contest type of stuff, and that's where you really get into the big like cosplay where people are wearing like armor and shit. In which case you end up with like beasts, like you end up with big like a hunter from Halo, right? Big armored alien with a cannon on its arm.
Yeah.
Or you're not familiar with Warhammer 40K at all. There's something called a Space Marine, which is a genetically modified human that by themselves is like 7 foot tall, and then they put them in power armor and have a gun that shoots ammunition the size of a can of Red Bull.
Or like, they're those people who stand on stilts and are really creepy, like beasts.
Yeah, where they got like the black cloak and the white face and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Yeah, because what is that?
Yeah, literally, what is that?
Just walking around. Just really horrible. Yeah. I mean, it's probably not like a threat, but just weird, regular strength, but just freaky.
Yeah, super.
Because again, in this situation, I'm worried about all the shit that is just going to try and directly kill me.
Yeah, yeah.
All the rest of it that's just kind of weird and over there, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Just stay over there. It's fine. So.
Moral of the story here, kids. You should dress up like something powerful for Halloween in case weird magic is done on you.
Right. You always need to be prepared for weird magic. Always.
You sound like we're about to try and sell them like crystals.
Pocket sand.
That's not... Pocket sand does not defend against weird magic.
You don't know that. You don't know
You know what
that.
I really like is weird, but spelled W-Y-R-D.
I don't like that.
No, I really like it.
Why?
Because it implies like old magic, like weird old witchy magic, where it's like this
Radagast.
Yeah. Where I got it has to be done on this day of the month in the afternoon, and I have to be holding the branch of a willow tree, but then it'll turn like your balls pink or something. Like weird, like it's all weird and specific.
Yeah. Okay. I can get behind that. That's also the kind of magic that I like.
Yeah, because Harry Potter is kind of. It's cool because I can make stuff float or whatever, but I don't have to do anything. I just have to know the spell. Whereas the witch that lives in the wood figured out that on the 4th of October, if she stands on top of this mountain and screeches at exactly the right pitch, it'll produce a new bird familiar for her or whatever.
Yeah. That in the book series that I'm reading, there's a worm spelled W-Y-R-M. Yeah, that's scary. So just things spelled with Y.
Is it like the Tremors worm where it digs around in the ground and eats you? Because that's a threat. That's a scary bitch.
Yeah, and she kills it by like luring it into its own home and has bone spikes, and it like falls on the bone spikes because it comes from above.
Oh,
and she's in like a cave.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So this is a scary night, but
Halloween is always a scary night to a greater or lesser degree.
That's true. Because people act weird.
Well, yeah, but now there's a threat to your life, and you better hope that you are of a power denomination that you can compete with at least like what is the weakest threat? Is it the skeleton?
Yeah.
All right. Plan for
Like in Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
Yeah, the
Remember
little one-eyed
those?
freaky bitches.
Yeah. Freaky bitches.
yeah, little skinny freaks.
Yeah.
So
That's essentially this too. Because the costumes come to life.
oh yeah, the muck monster.
Ooh, that
Not
thing's
the muck
it's
There's
tar.
going to be people that are into that though.
Why would you say that?
I'm just throwing that out
cursed,
there.
Fucking cursed.
Absolutely cursed. But anyway, thank you for joining us, everyone. Make sure to plan your Halloween costumes accordingly so that you can defeat those around you.
Or just survive.
If you have ideas about what you would prefer to be for Halloween, or if you think we should change what we are going to be for Halloween, so on and so forth, you can send us an email about all that jazz at hypotheticalsiblings.com. That's hypothetical.
No.
.com. Yes. No. Yeah. hypotheticalsiblings@gmail.com. Don't go to that website. It probably doesn't exist, or at least I hope not.
Yeah, literally.
hypotheticalsiblings@gmail.com. That's hypothetical, HYPOTHETICAL, siblings@gmail.com.
Thanks, everybody, and have a great week.
Have a spooky week.